Well, we are talking about the Kelly's combination syndrome. In the past, questions were being asked on this problem, and let's see what it is. Well, it is a challenging clinical condition, and that was firstly described by Dr. Ellsworth Kelly in the year 1972. So, the classic scenario of combination syndrome is patient is having a completely edentulous maxilla and a mandible which retains only the anterior teeth, that is Kennedy's class 1. So it could be modification 1, it could be modification 2, but Kennedy's class 1. Well, the other term which we use for this problem is anterior hyperfunction syndrome. So it is a destructive cycle where the hard and soft tissues of the oral cavity degenerate due to unfavorable leverage and force distribution. So basically what happens, there is a maxillary complete denture and lower mandibular distal extension denture. So that causes oral destructive changes. This is the situation in patient's mouth. Upper completely edentulous, lower distal extension, Kennedy's class 1. It could be class 2 as well, only unilateral. So it becomes a combination syndrome. The clinical changes which may occur in this, which were described by in the original article by Ellsworth Kelly in the Journal of Prosthetic Dentistry in 1972, loss of bone from the anterior part of the maxillary ridge, number 1. Bone resorption in the anterior maxilla. Overgrowth of the tuberosities. Downward growth of the maxillary tuberosities. Papillary hyperplasia in the hard palate. Then extrusion of the lower anterior teeth, which are natural teeth. Extrusion of the lower anterior. Loss of the bone under the partial denture, lower partial denture. So resorption of the ridges underneath. These were the 5 changes which were mentioned by Ellsworth Kelly in his original article in the Journal of Prosthetic Dentistry. And that is what he named as the combination syndrome. Well, later, there were 3 other scientists in 1979, in the same journal, the Journal of Prosthetic Dentistry. They mentioned 6 additional changes which may occur due to this situation where maxillary completely edentulous and mandibular patient is wearing distal extension denture. So what were those? Loss of vertical dimension of the occlusion means there is like the vertical dimension, it has been reduced vertical, we can say, loss of vertical dimension, number 1. Then occlusal plane discrepancy. Third one is anterior spatial repositioning of the mandible. Mandible is being positioned anteriorly. Then poor adaptation of the prosthesis. The prosthesis, they are not adapted properly on denture basis. Apellus fissuratum may also develop. And periodontal changes in the anterior natural teeth. Well, why it happens? There is early loss of bone in the anterior part of maxilla, and posteriorly enlarged fibrous tuberosities. There will be migration of the occlusal plane, migration of the natural teeth, leading to the poor aesthetics, and dentures, they are also migrating. Patient is having inflammatory papillary hyperplasia on the palate. The problem is lack of proprioception. Mechanics is negative pressure within the maxillary denture. There will be stress redirection, decreased antagonist force on mandibular anteriors, loss of vertical dimension, and dentures will be ill fitting. How to prevent it? Avoid combination of complete maxillary dentures opposing class 1 mandibular RPD. Number 1. Number 2, if possible, retain weak posterior teeth as the abutments for RPDs with the help of endodontic and periodontic procedures. Number 3, you can also construct an overdenture on the lower teeth instead of making a distal extension RPD. So, in 1979, these three scientists who explained the six other changes in the Kelly's combination syndrome, they have proposed these few preventions that if patient is coming to you regularly and any of these steps or a combination of these steps you can take, probably you will be able to prevent the occurrence of combination syndrome. Basic treatment objectives is positive occlusal support for mandibular RPD, rigid and stable design of the prosthesis, use of anterior teeth for the support of overdentures could be possible. Status of artificial posterior teeth should be reviewed periodically because bone is resorbing. So, periodically, when you will be examining the patient, if patient is in need of relining or rebasing of the RPD, lower RPD, you have to perform that. Well, treatment approaches could be you can go for implant supported fixed prosthesis, maxillary osseo-integrated implants, or you can perform the augmentation of maxilla. In 1996, another scientist he has proposed these three further treatment approaches. Well, nowadays another problem is occurring because patients they are wearing lower implant supported prosthesis and upper conventional denture. But before that, let's see there are various variations in the combination syndrome, and that's why we had to classify it. So, class 1 maxilla is completely edentulous alveolar ridge. Mandible modification 1 partially edentulous ridge with preserved anterior teeth only. Modification 2 is stable fixed full dentition, natural teeth or implant supported crowns or bridges. Modification 3 partially edentulous ridge with preserved teeth in anterior and one posterior region. Class 2 for maxilla, partially edentulous alveolar ridge with teeth present in both posterior regions, edentulous and atrophic anterior region. For mandible, modifications are the same as we have already mentioned M1, M2 and M3. Class 3 in maxilla, partially edentulous alveolar ridge with teeth present in one posterior region only, edentulous and atrophic anterior and one posterior region. Mandible same, class 1 and 2, the M1, M2, M3 and M3A and M3B. Well, over here we can see what these 3A and 3B are. 3A, partially edentulous mandible with teeth present in anterior and one occluding posterior region. 3B, partially edentulous mandible with teeth present in anterior and one non-occluding posterior region. So these are the modifications of Kelly's combination syndrome. You can take a screenshot of this picture. It will definitely help you in remembering the classification. Well, nowadays we are also suffering from another problem and we are facing that problem. That is new era combination syndrome. And what is that? Clinicians now frequently place implant supported overdentures in the mandible, which we can see. And maxillary is conventional denture. So mandible, they could have two implants, maxilla, like usually two implants only. Maxilla, traditional unstable plastic denture. The risk is it is the rigid, powerful mandibular implant denture creating an accelerated Kelly syndrome on the opposing upper arch. So basically, maxillary denture, implant supported mandibular denture, and it leads to new era combination syndrome. When maxillary conventional denture opposes a mandibular implant denture, so what could be the problems? Complication category: anterior bone loss, clinical manifestation, rapid resorption of the premaxilla. Mechanism: rigid mandibular implants generate higher occlusal forces without a shock absorber. The anterior maxilla takes the load. Loss of posterior seal, denture rocks, and loss of the peripheral seal. So, mechanism is anterior bone resorbs, the denture rotates forward, lifting the back edge of the palate. Occlusal disharmony, loss of posterior tooth contact. Mechanism: the front of the denture acts as fulcrum, leaving no support in the posterior or molar region. Tissue trauma, there will be sore spots or hyperplasia. Instability leads to constant movement against the soft tissue. So mechanics: increase displacing forces to the upper denture from the lower implant supported denture. The force comes in excess to the retention provided by the upper denture. Significant changes in the chewing pattern. Patient will be just having vertical instead of proper chewing pattern. They will be having just vertical chewing pattern, which we call ruminatory pattern of chewing, just like the cattle, they chew and repeatedly they chew the same food again and again and again. Same thing is going to happen with our patient. So as the chewing pattern changes, the features of the ideal occlusal prescription also changes. The scenario in short is ineffective mastication, very unretentive upper denture, the ruminatory pattern of mastication, unable to exert any control over the mandible. Solution is we have to follow the principles of good retention and stability, design the occlusion in a proper manner, and if possible and patient can afford, instead of just putting the conventional denture in the upper jaw, we can also go for implants on the upper jaw. So the treatment strategies and principles: the principle is to design and provide an occlusion that is ideal for the important criteria of denture success, that is stability. Basic equations are: when the force is greater than retention, there will be instability. When the force is less than the retention, there will be stability. Occlusal designing. The occlusal prescription provided is a major factor in determining the size of the force applied to the dentures. The patient's masticatory patterns defines the retentive capacity of the dentures. So in conclusion, almost inevitable tissue changes occur in the patients wearing upper complete and lower partial dentures. The dentist should plan the treatment modalities with care and institute them with caution. The patient should be educated well about the fact that the longest life of the prosthesis can only be attained by frequent visits and maintenance care. So keep in mind the old rule for the lower partial denture and upper conventional complete denture. Caly's syndrome happens because natural teeth, they beat the plastic teeth in the anterior region. New rule is Caly syndrome can happen even at a faster rate because the implant plastic teeth, they will be beating the plain plastic teeth in the anterior region. So over here we are done with our today's lecture on Callie's combination syndrome, and I have also explained to you that what could be the new era combination syndrome. Maybe a question could be, because in the past they were asking about the Callie's combination syndrome, they can ask you that what is happening now in case the patient is wearing lower two implant retained prosthesis and this complete denture, what kind of complication there would be. It is the new era combination syndrome.